Okay, now let's create our first AI application. But before we do that, go ahead please and copy that API key that you created and go to your root folder of your project and create a new file called .env. Basically here we can store all the secret things that we have, and we don't want it by mistake to be pushed our GitHub repository if you want to push our code right there. Okay, now inside here we create a new variable. It's called OpenAI underscore API underscore key equal, and then whatever you copied, paste it right here. Okay, when you do so, I'll just I don't want to share it with you guys, so I'll click save, and that's it, and you close it off and you're done. Now this one should be same like this, because later we will use these LLMs. By default to be looking at this value in our EF file to read the key from it. Okay, when that one is done, go ahead and close your file. Then let's go back to our index.ts. Now, first we want to do is a way how to load that EM file and get those keys from there. To do so, we need a package which called .env, okay, which help us load our config files. Just go ahead and copy that command in npm install.env, go back to your project, and I'll use now the terminal built in here, so I don't keep using external terminal. Oops. And let's do paste this command npm install.env, hit enter, and then it will install the package for me. If I go to package.json, I should see it added right there. Okay. Now after that one is installed, I can do like this: import .env from .env. Good. If we do this, I can do like this .env and have a function called config, and this one basically will load for me any values or any secrets I have in my EM file. Now this one is complaining, and the reason why is because in my package.json I have to tell it that I'm using a modular project. So I have to come here and say type, and I'll say it's type of module, because by default it's set to common.js, which I'm not doing. It is type module. Now my import should work. You can see those twinkly lines are gone. Now next thing I want to do is to, of course, use this OpenAI, and we said we'll be using Langchain. So we have to install an extra package which called Langchain /OpenAI. So I'll go ahead and copy this command right here and go back again to my terminal, and I'll paste it, which is hit enter, and that should install the package for me, and we'll let that one finish. When that is completed, we're going to import a class from it or function which is called OpenAI. Okay, and that will be coming, and that I should be capital as well, from and our library at Langchain /OpenAI. Okay, when that one is done, I'll go down here and I'll create an instance of this model or LLM. Not confused with all these namings. Of course, through this course, you'll have a better understanding of it, but just a quick demo so we can see what is the magic behind the scene. Now I'll create a new instance of my LLM. I'll call it LLM, call it anything you like. It's equal to my new OpenAI. That's it. Now I created my instance. The next thing is I want basically to read a response from my LLM. The same if you are using ChatGPT, right? You write a prompt and you get back a response. Now, when I say this, you must be thinking, okay, where is my prompt? Here we go. We are going to create one. Say const response is equal to my LLM. Okay, and give me a function called invoke. Okay, and this invoke function will basically try to talk to my LLM, and this function outpasses my prompt that usually you would type on ChatGPT interface, for example, and I'll say describe for me why learning generative AI is good for a developer, right? So that is my prompt I'm sending to my LLM. The next thing, I'll just for now cancel log the response. So I need to make sure that everything is working as expected. Let's go to our terminal and type tsx space and the name of the file, which is index for me, .ts. Hit enter. And I think I have issue with my terminal within my VS Code, so I will not try to fix it now. Let's go back to my big terminal. So it's a tsx and also space index.ts. And you can see it's running, but somehow I'm getting a promise. And the reason why, silly me, here, this is a promise. So I need to make sure I'm awaiting for my response. Okay, and then let's try to run this again. And let's see this one. Okay, there we go. Injected environment, da, 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 da. And this is our response. Understanding cutting edge technology is relatively new. And okay, we got a response. It doesn't really make sense, but it is a response. And the reason why it doesn't make any sense, we should go in details later as well why, is that the default model within LLM, it is the GPT 3.5 Turbo, and it is trained up to, I think, 2019 or something. I need to read documentation again, which doesn't know anything yet about generative AI. Now, because this is a generative AI, if I try to run this command again, I should be getting a different response every time, okay? And that's why it's called generative AI. It doesn't have controlling to give you exact the same answer every time. So every time your answer will be different. But at later, we'll see how we can pass on some parameters to control these different responses and make them closer and make them more precise. So that we'll do later of this course as well. So congratulations, you have basically created your first simple application that talks to LLM and gets a response back to the application.